Hi there friends, welcome to my channel. Today I have a double dipping kind of layout. I am participating in Off the Board, and in that series scrappers take a pin that they've pinned from Pinterest and they use that as inspiration for layout. So in the very beginning there you saw that I shared a pin that I did a very long time ago of a layout that I really liked with hexagons. I do not know who to credit for it. It didn't have, it didn't say who the layout was by or have anything on it that identifies it. So if you know, please leave me a comment. It's such a pretty layout. I'm also using products from Everleigh Hope, which is a printable shop. And these products come from her June kit, which was called Baby's Breath. And all of the paper and all of the, almost all of the embellishments come from the printable kit. So all of these hexagons I cut from either the punches I showed you in the beginning. I have 3 size punches. Those are Fisker's punches from a very long time ago. I do not even think they're on the market anymore. And then I also had a honeybee stamps hexagon die set that I used to make the 2 largest ones. And that die set is actually fantastic. It has a ton of hexagons, so you can really go crazy with that. I also have pulled out in the top left corner 2 different acrylic phrases. I'm really trying to stash bust those. I have so many. I ended up going with the Good Life phrase. The color of it just matched better than Bright Days. They both have the acrylic protective sleeve on them right now, so the color of the Bright Days does change a little bit. The Good Life is pretty accurate right now. So I'm going ahead and arranging all of my hexagons sort of in a wreath shape, and as I'm arranging them I am paying attention to color to keep the color balanced. For example, you see there that I have 3 of the teal with star pattern paper, kind of making a visual triangle. And I do end up adding more of that, but I just sort of try to keep my colors balanced as I do that. So at this point, I did go ahead and adhere down all of those base hexagons. I liked where they were. I knew I was going to be building up from there. And so I put those down so that they wouldn't shift on me. And as I put them down, I used my T-square to try to keep a 1-inch margin all around the outside of the layout so that it looked a little bit more balanced. And so you can see that Bright Days, it was just a little too bright. And this photo is actually of 2 very good friends that I work with. And we had a tricky tray for our school. It was a PTA sponsored event. I don't know if tricky trays are just a thing here in New Jersey or if they are elsewhere, but basically it's sort of like a raffle. There's all different baskets and you buy tickets and you put your ticket in the basket you'd like to win. And we were really big winners that night. In fact, we all went home winning at least one thing. I think I actually won 3 or 4 things. So that was awesome. And it was a 50s theme, and they had this really cute ice cream sundae all out of balloons, which we thought was so adorable. So my a girlfriend in this photo, she's actually sort of dressed 1950s theme. She is a kindergarten teacher, so she often does follow the theme. But my other friend and I, we were just wearing our regular clothes. So I actually think Good Life, and I end up adding together later on, is a better title than Bright Days. It was also March and kind of dreary. Alright, so I am now adding a bunch more hexagons on top of that base layer. I am popping some up, and I am leaving some flat. I left a lot of this process in so you could sort of see how I move things around a lot and how I think about color and balancing it out. I'm going to leave you with some music so you can see how this process continues on, and I will be back in a couple minutes. So one of the icons that I love in this digital collection are these asterisks, and they come in just about every color that can match all of the pattern paper. And what I do with the digital collection is I go ahead and import all of the individual pieces into Canva. Canva is a web-based app, website. It is an app also, and you can do a lot with it. And what I do is I just make an 8.5 by 11 document, and then I import in all of the things that I want on one page. With Everleigh Hope, all of the digital pieces come individual, so you can choose what you want. It doesn't like all come on one sheet. And I import it into Canva, all on a canvas, download it, and then I print it. So you might have seen that I had a ton of asterisks on one page, and after I made my first layout, I had just printed a couple asterisks at that point, and I realized how much I liked them. I went ahead and I printed a whole page in all of the colors. And it's actually pretty easy to do. You just import one and then copy it, and I copied it maybe 4 or 5 times, and then I highlighted all of those ones that I copied and copied that. So then, you know, you're copying 5 at a time, and then you end up with 10 and 15 and so on. So it speeds up the process a little bit. To bring a little glitter to this layout, I'm using all of these dots that are on this thicker sheet, and I do run out, and I contemplate what to do, and I end up taking the one off the question mark. I mean, what are the odds I'm going to need, 4 or 5 question marks? Probably 0, right? I also had these, I guess they're puffy? I'm not sure if they're puffy or vinyl. Title phrases from Heidi Swap. I had them pulled out from a past layout I made with the Everleigh Hope kit. And that fit perfect. I actually wanted to say good life together, and it worked out really well that that's what I had left. And then to continue with the gold, I add in a bunch of the hearts that are on that sticker sheet. Alright, there are also these great rainbow icons. You can sort of see in the top left some of the pages I've printed. Because this kit was called Baby's Breath, there were a couple different baby themed things. You can also see I have the pocket cards and tags that I printed out sitting in there. But this rainbow is one of the icons. The nice thing in Canva too is you can resize it to be whatever size you'd like. So I made 3 of these. It ended up being, I thought, a little too big to have 3 of those big ones. So there are also circle icons, and this rainbow happened to come from those. They were a little smaller. Now, alternatively, I could have just gone and resized it and reprinted it, but I was trying to use what I already had printed. I'm going to go ahead and pop up those rainbows. You'll notice that I did create a visual triangle with the 3 of them. I just think that looks visually pleasing. And I do distress the edges. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I did distress the edges of all the hexagons as well before I put them down on the layout. And then I think, can I fit this in? I already cut it out, but no, it doesn't work. I'm going to add some butterflies, some wood veneer butterflies in here. And then after that, I'm going to add in some stamping. I have been very into my LE Studio stamp phrases and triple and double generation stamping them. Oh, but yes, I love these tabs, and those also come in all of the colors like the asterisks, and mine came out pretty big, but you can resize them to make them smaller, but I'm kind of digging the big ones, and I do use that to stamp my date. And like I said, then you'll see me add some stamping around the layout with some phrases that seem to work. I do add some journaling strips off camera. I add them in that teal star larger hexagon on the bottom, and I also add some sequins off camera. And those sequins that I add are by Spiegel Mom Scraps. and they're called Wearing White. They're a pack of iridescent white, plain white. They have some flowers in them. So those were just a nice neutral to tuck around. So I will leave you with some music to finish up this layout. I hope that you enjoyed the process. I hope that you get onto your Pinterest boards and pick something to inspire you to scrap. I really love this idea because my Pinterest board is full of inspirational pieces. Give me a comment. Let me know if you're new here. Let me know what you liked about this layout, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. Have a great day.